the hallowed lawns of Wimbledon. Center court, the royal box. For any tennis player, this is the pinnacle of the sport. But imagine walking out onto that pristine grass, the crowd buzzing, the pressure immense, only to look up and see the greatest of all time, Roger Federer, watching your every move. The 8-time Wimbledon champion, a man who defined elegance and excellence on this very court, sitting front row, his eyes fixed on your match. For the 21-year-old Filipino sensation Eala, this was not a dream. It was reality. This is the story of a day at Wimbledon where the past and future of tennis collided, where a legend's presence elevated a match into an unforgettable moment of sporting history. The eyes of the tennis world were not just on the ball, but on the royal box, and a moment that captured the heart of the sport. It was a scene that has become a cherished tradition at the All England Club. On the second Monday of the championships, a figure synonymous with tennis royalty made his annual pilgrimage to SW19. Roger Federer, the man who had graced center court with an unprecedented 8 gentlemen's singles titles, returned not as a competitor, but as a guest of honor. Dressed in a sharp, brown double-breasted suit, the 44-year-old Swiss maestro took his seat in the royal box, ready to watch a day of thrilling fourth-round action. Federer's appearance was a continuation of a ritual he has maintained since his retirement in 2022, coming back to the tournament he defined, to witness the next-generation battle for glory. His presence on this particular day, however, held a deeper significance. It was the 18th anniversary of one of the most iconic matches in tennis history, his epic 5-set defeat to his great rival, Rafael Nadal, in the 2008 final. That match, often cited as the greatest ever played, was a testament to the spirit of competition and the soaring heights of the sport. For Federer, it was a bittersweet memory, but his return to the royal box on this anniversary demonstrated the enduring love affair he has with Wimbledon. He wasn't there to dwell on past glories. He was there to pay homage to the game's future. He sat in the front row, a silent testament to the legacy of the sport and the respect he holds for the players who now carry the torch. This was the stage set for Eala, a young woman who was about to live out a dream and a nightmare all at once. Just days before, Eala had caused one of the biggest upsets of the tournament, a seismic shock that reverberated through the tennis world. The 21-year-old from the Philippines, ranked 29th, had dethroned the defending champion, the world number 1 Iga Swiatek, in a stunning display of power and resilience. It was a victory of historic proportions. She became the first Filipino player to reach the second week of a Grand Slam in the Open era, a feat that captured the imagination of a nation and the attention of the world's sporting elite. The victory had drawn a plethora of celebrities to the royal box for her previous match, but for the round of 16, the biggest name of all was in attendance. As Eala walked onto center court to face Italian 13th seed Jasmine Paolini, the weight of the occasion was immense. The crowd, the history, and the presence of her idol, Roger Federer, all combined to create a pressure cooker environment. In a candid interview after the match, Eala admitted to the Conting Nervios a little nervousness that came with seeing the Swiss legend watching from the royal box. Kasi kay Roger talaga ako ng manga, she said, acknowledging her profound admiration for the 8-time champion. But it's part of my job to focus. Magaroning professionalism at mag concentrate sa laro. Despite the nerves, she expressed immense happiness that he chose to watch her match, a recognition of her rising status in the sport. For Eala, sharing a court with Federer's gaze was a sign of how far she had come, a moment of validation from the very definition of tennis greatness. The match that unfolded on center court was a thrilling 3-set war, a testament to the grit and determination of both athletes. Paolini, a Wimbledon finalist in 2024, was determined to end Eala's dream run, while the Filipina powerhouse sought to etch her name further into the history books. The Italian took the first set 6-4, but Eala, fighting with the relentless spirit that had become her trademark, clawed her way back to take the second 6-4. The deciding set was a tense affair, but Paolini, with Federer's eyes upon her, drew upon a newfound level of focus to secure a 6-3 victory. For Paolini, the victory was made even more special by the presence of her childhood hero. "He's my idol," she exclaimed to the crowd during her on-court interview, visibly emotional. She explained how she had to force herself to stay focused and not think about him, Federer, being here during the match. It was a surreal experience for the Italian, who grew up watching Federer on this very court. "I watched all the finals and the tournaments that he played here," she said. The victory was not just a step closer to a Grand Slam title, it was a moment of personal triumph, a validation from the sport's ultimate role model. "I feel so lucky to have this opportunity and so lucky to get the win," she added, her voice filled with genuine gratitude. The match was a classic, a display of high-quality tennis that was fitting of the occasion, with a legend in the stands. While the match itself was a spectacle, it was Federer's behavior after the final point that truly captured the world's attention and redefined the narrative of the day. Following the Paolini-Eala thriller, he remained in the royal box to watch the next match, a 5-set epic between British wildcard Arthur Ferry and Grigor Dimitrov. But it was what happened hours later that became the defining image of the day. As the evening wore on and the final match of the day, a contest between Alexander Zverev and Yuri Lehecka, was about to begin under the floodlights, the royal box had nearly emptied. Almost all of the celebrities and dignitaries had departed, leaving a sea of empty seats. And then there he was, a single figure, sitting alone in the front row of the prestigious balcony, Roger Federer. Long after the A-listers had left, the 8-time champion remained, a solitary sentinel watching the tennis, deeply invested in the sport he loves. The image of Federer, surrounded by nothing but empty chairs, went instantly viral, sparking an outpouring of praise for his dedication. Journalists and fans alike lauded his humility and passion. Tennis journalist Jose Morgado noted, "The royal box has 4 people there at the start of the Zverev versus Lehecka match at 9 p.m. One of them, front row, is Roger Federer. You gotta love him." Another fan described it as absolute GOAT stuff. "Only one who actually loved the